Hi, it's Mike Thornton here from Pro Tools Expert, and today we're going to take a look at the new Vitamin plugin from Waves. Now, Russ has already taken a look at it from a music perspective, but I thought today I'd take a look at it from a post perspective and see how useful it would be as a tool to use in audio post-production. So I've got a project here open. It was a 90-minute film that I mixed a little while ago. And in fact, it was done in both Spanish and English. And in fact, I mixed the Spanish version first and then did the English version. So we're listening to the English version at the moment. And we've got our voiceover, we've got various music tracks, effects tracks. So let's just take a look at this little sequence here.
2 months after my departure, while Carlos was out on his motorbike going to meet a friend, he was violently abducted by the security forces of the state and disappeared.
So what I wanted to do was to see what would happen if I put Vitamin on the voiceover track. So here we have an instance of Vitamin. It's in my commentary processing subgroup. So I've got a Waves, Renaissance compressor, a bit of EQ4, and then now the new Vitamin. And so let's take a listen to this. Let's just solo the voiceover. And first thing I want to try is winding in the high frequency.
On his motorbike, going to meet a friend, he was violently abducted by the security.
I've just overdone it a little bit there, so we'll just bring it back a bit.
2 months after my departure, while Carlos was out on his motorbike, going to meet a friend.
And then the other thing is just a little bit middly. So what I'm going to do is to bring in some of the low end.
2 months after my departure, while Carlos was out on his motorbike going to meet a friend.
So let's just take a listen to that now in context.
2 months after my departure, while Carlos was out on his motorbike
with it in.
going to meet a friend, he was violently abducted by the security forces.
So it's just helping to make the voiceover a little bit smoother sounding and just helping it to sit over the top of the music and effects. And that I found really, really useful. Obviously, it's a mono voiceover, although it's on a stereo track, it is a mono voiceover, so there's no benefit in using any of the width adjustments. What I did find is that the punch control just increased the effect. So I found having a high degree of punch just meant that I could perhaps have a slightly less of the effect, and it all works very nicely. So that's using it on the voiceover. So the next thing I thought I would try is to see how Vitamin might help me on music beds. So often with documentaries, they are underscored quite heavily with music, both under sync sound and under voiceover or commentary. And I wonder whether we could use Vitamin to help in that challenge of getting the balance between music and speech. So let's just take a look at the instance here on one of my music tracks. And if we just play this here, and if I just start bringing in a little bit of brilliance, maybe just again a little bit of low end, not a huge amount of difference. Now, one of the other things I thought I would try, if we just go back in and play this in context.
Began to look for him everywhere and to publicly campaign for his release.
And then the other thing that I found really helpful was to increase the stereo width.
Everywhere and to
because it just helps to push the music away from where the voiceover is, right in the center of the channel.
For 27 years, we have been gathering the pieces of a shattered past.
Really, really helps just to push the music out.
Mayo 84.
And then sometimes we need to be able to bring a little bit of life to an effect. And so what we've got here is some archive applause or clapping. And again, what I can do is just help to give it a little bit of life without putting EQ in. So it's not going to give me the sort of so much noise problems. And I found this really, really helpful. just to be able to give that a little bit more life, so that when we put it into context...
I joined one of Guatemala's 5 main opposition groups, as did my entire close family.
It all works very, very nicely. So there's a quick whistle-stop tour of the sorts of things that I found that Vitamin will help me with in audio post-production. So it will definitely become part of my toolkit. So thank you, Waves, another really useful tool for me to use. See you again soon.